We have the August update, so I'm going to go down, scroll down, and you can see System Update for your Android. Now before I do that, I want to find out what version I had in here before. So let's check that out. We're going to go over to Notifications. We want to go down to About Phone. And so we can see that we're still using the 6th version, 6.01 of Android, which is Marshmallow. And we are using, let's scroll down here, we're using the AAF960, and that was my last video update on installing that. So now I'm going to go over to the new install, and afterwards we'll find out what the version was or is. Time is 8:56, 8:57. Let's click download and we'll see what this says. Helpful improvements, updating your BlackBerry, details, which I will read to you in a minute. I'll read to you what the updates entail. 186 megs. Normally this takes about 30 minutes to do a whole install. Download, install. So what do we have here? Normally after you click download, it shows that it's downloading, but it's not doing that. So I'm going to let you know what is in the new version of the OS. This is the official update. For our Android update this month, we are happy to share an abundance of new features debuting in our software applications available to the Priv and coming DTEC 50 smartphones. We continue to hear your feedback and bring in features from BlackBerry 10 like the pinch filter in Hub to ongoing productivity enhancements in every application. Let's get right into it and talk about what the new enhancements are. The Hub pinch filter and more. The pinch filter. With a simple, familiar gesture, Hub will filter to your choice of snoozed items, unread items, emails marked as high importance, flagged emails, or muted conversations. By default, the pinch gesture filters to unread messages, including both email and integrated social, instant messaging content, which can be customized by visiting Display and Actions in BlackBerry Hub and tapping pinch filter criteria. The other feature is Quick Send. To keep you as effective as possible, you can now press both the Control and Enter keys on the Priv physical keyboard, not the virtual, on the physical keyboard to send an email message, provided your Priv screen is displaying the body of the email message. Let me read that again. You can press Control and Enter keys to send an email message. Next feature, Viber integration. Notifications for the Android Viber IM app are now integrated into the BlackBerry Hub. Twitter refresh. With a refresh button, it is now easier to check for new content. Pressing the refresh button will manually sync and retrieve the newest Twitter posts. That is an incredible thing for people that use Twitter because the Hub does not really handle updating, refreshing of Twitter as well as it should. Next feature, WhatsApp improvements. Many users described experiencing problems reading messages in the WhatsApp application and then coming to the BlackBerry Hub to find those messages still marked unread. Messages should now all be appropriately marked as read in the Hub. General improvements. Large email conversations now open significantly more quickly. That's a great line. More quickly due to an improved design which hides read messages by default. Blocks of 3 or more read messages will be collapsed into a segment indicating the number of hidden messages, while the first and last message in the conversation are always shown. Unread messages in a conversation are shown by default. Improvements have been made to reduce the need for manually dismissing the Spark and to better follow the state of content within the hub. The next set of features involve the keyboard. Keyboard quick language switch, new languages, and an even better keyboard. Quicker language switch. Long pressing on the space bar or using a shortcut will allow you to quickly switch between languages. Chinese language support. Support for, I don't even know how to pronounce those two words, pinyin or karning on virtual keyboard and Priv physical keyboard. Those are two new features. What else do we have? Smart keyboard. Easy access to learned words, making it easy for you to find and remove words from settings that shouldn't have been learned. Easier error corrections. Sometimes you make a mistake and keep trying, but then think, gosh, I should really correct that. Well, now, when you go back to correct a word, it uses the words around the error words instead of just the word before, for greater context and more accurate suggestions for replacing mistyped words. Improvements for capital I or small a key presses. If you accidentally hit a key near those letters, we'll make sure we correct it for you. I don't know what that sentence says. We will make sure we correct it for you. The win. That makes no sense. Currency key match. The previously updated currency key match. The previous update allowed you to set the currency key for Priv's physical keyboard. Now the virtual keyboard matches that. Camera performance and usability improvements. Performance enhancements. To snap the best shot possible, we are working on improving the average picture capture time. We've seen improvements as much as 0.25 seconds per shot. Trust us, it matters. I would hope so, because when I take photographs of the TV set, it takes forever to get a really good picture to lock in. Next feature, external shutter triggers. You are now able to capture photos using the headphones mic button, keyboard hardware keys, or Bluetooth remote triggers. Well, that's nice. That should make it easy, like a remote cable for taking photos. Video preview image capture. If you can't decide whether to take a video or photo, you can capture video and take photos at the same time within the video preview mode. Manual control settings display. With the advanced controls we've added, you can adjust white balance, focus, shutter speed, and ISO. Now we also display the real-time value changes as you adjust each settings. Very nice, like a digital camera. Video resolution and frame rate toggle. We now display your video resolution and frame rate from the video preview screen. This way you can adjust it more conveniently. Very nice features. Now we're going to go on to the calendar. Free busy suggestions for Microsoft Exchange Active Sync. You can now access a list of suggested times that will work for all or most of the attendees specified in the invitee list. This feature suggests that time slots where most attendees are available on a specified date within the next 5 business days, as well as when attendees are not available or data on their availability is not accessible. I know I didn't read that right, but I don't think anybody cares. Invite improvements. It's now easier to edit visibility, availability, notification reminder details, and the descriptions of the meeting invites. Notes and tasks, tags, and label support. Tags and labels. You can now create tags for notes and tasks to sort them on your device, or have tags, labels from Outlook synced to your phone. As with previous updates, your Priv, or DTEC50, should notify you when the application updates are available in Google Play and then download them automatically over Wi-Fi. If it does not, you can update them as follows. Connect to a Wi-Fi network, then open the Google Play Store, which I do all the time. Tap the icon on the left side of the search bar and then select My Apps and Games from the menu that pops up. Either tap Update All or select which apps to update on an individual basis. Tap download and update will begin, even if you don't see the progress bar or another indicator. So those are the updates strictly from August, 1 month. Absolutely incredible that all these things are updated on this phone when most of the other Marshmallow phones out there get no improvements, no updates at all. Now that I've finished reading all of that, I'm at 9:11, and it wants me to restart and install, so let's do a restart and install. You have an option to cancel the install. If you don't do that, the phone will, as you see, rebooting in 2 seconds. And it normally goes through this update process. Prepares to update, and then it shuts off and restarts and shuts off and restarts and shuts off and restarts over and over, and then has you put in the password a couple times, and then everything will work after that. Let me try to get this light out of the way. So let me turn this off until it does what it needs to do. So far it took 7 minutes to do the install process. And it's restarting again. Normally after it reboots you have to put in the password, and then it wants to go and update something like 41 different files or 41 different systems, whatever it is. So we'll see what happens with that. Should be there in a minute. There we go. Now I've got to put in my password, which I'm going to do. Password installed. Doing another restart. Totally awesome phone. I love it. I love my Bold 9900. You can watch all my other reviews that I've posted. But I couldn't be happier with this phone. And not only am I happy with it, but with a Bold 9900 on AT&T, you had to wait maybe 6 months or a year, or you had to go online to try to download an update and go through that big hassle to install the update files. With this, there's an update every month. There are app updates almost every day or every week, and there is a monthly OS update. So I couldn't be happier. Okay, let's see where we're at. They're optimizing 37 systems it has to optimize, so I'm going to turn this off and let it do what it needs to do. 23 minutes into this process after rebooting, and it's still moving along. So like I told you, it's going to take a good half an hour to 45 minutes to do this update. An update that's only 186 megs, but there's a lot of stuff going on this update. So pretty awesome. Make sure you've got Wi-Fi set up so you don't nail your data plan, and let it do its thing. Time is 9:30, so if you look at the video, when I started this whole thing, you can see it's been over 30 minutes now total, and it really locked up on number 23 over here. So I started that at about 11 after, and we're at 9:30, so 20 some minutes just to get to this point. Here we go, 9:32, so it's been a good 40-minute process, and it's almost over. It is at 37 out of 37. It's probably going to reboot, have me put the password in one more time, Then I'll check the about, find out what the version is, and render and post this thing. Some pretty awesome updates in this version. Most of the updates that they put in, I don't even use. I'm not going to use the WhatsApp. I'll probably use the Twitter thing. I'm not going to use the calendars or a lot of those fancy features they put in there for syncing Outlook. But for a business phone, this is incredible. For a personal phone, it's really nice. For an Android phone, it's top of the line, and you get updates all the time that you are never going to see with the other manufacturers. Again, this phone is on AT&T. I purchased it unlocked from Blackberry, from their website, so I don't know if I'm getting AT&T updates or if I'm getting Blackberry direct updates. Almost time to reboot. There we go, finishing boot. Almost there, time to boot. Time to boot that Donald out of the country is what it's time to do. And there it wants the password again. It wants me to put in my PIN, which I just did. It's looks the same. Let's go down to here and used about 20% battery on this thing, which is normal. Scroll down, about phone. I don't want to do that. We still have version 6.0.1, update August 5th. That's when I put the patch in on the 4th, the 5th. And the build for this one is called AAF960. So make sure you link this to all the websites in the world to help me out. Do a thumbs up, subscribe, a like, and enjoy your update.